Superpositional Intersectionalism by Selma Selman from 2020 is the second commissioned work in the show. She made these drawings and she talks about them as a representation of the many different kinds of people that exist within a single body. This sort of like superimposition of subjectivities and experiences and ways of being in the world that accumulate or lodge themselves in a single body. And that just seemed like a really beautiful way to represent how memory works in relationship to the territories, in relationship to trauma, to the experience of violence more generally. And that just felt important to have as a touchstone representation in the show. I know for you it was also really important, Anna, to think through the different kinds of propositions that particular generations made, a play on representation that extends to the way that somebody positions themselves. I wonder if you can talk a little bit about that.
I think a more complex representation of the female body, but also female artistic positions, is important within this subject for several reasons. I think it was very important for both of us to have complex representations of female or female identified artistic positions, but also to kind of literally open up a different representation of the female body.
One of the other resonances between this work and the show in general that I thought was really important was this play on the drawn mark and the drawing, and the hand that touches a surface and leaves a mark and thinks about itself and memory and the subject and concretizes that, places it as a form on a wall with a drawn mark. There is the body, we see the body, but we're also aware that Selma's body was here. It's just this accumulation of marks that finally render an image of something complex that does justice to the memory of a place. I see drawing in this light, drawing that comes as an act of resistance against everything that has been drawn before and all of the pictures that have been made before. This is a reinsertion of complexity and multiplicity and the possibility of difference internal to the subject that is also drawn. And I mean, first of all, it's just beautiful. The way that Selma deals with color and form and the mutability of these different forms, I think, is gorgeous. But I also really appreciate the feminist resistance that is so latent in the imagery. I felt like it was a really important statement.